Melbourne Mayhem, setting the stage for a thrilling race. The Australian Grand Prix is always a special event. The Albert Park circuit is fast and flowing and the atmosphere in Melbourne is electric. The 2025 race promised to be no different. Fans flocked from all over the world, eager to witness the start of a new Formula One season. Qualifying saw Lando Norris take a stunning pole position, his first of the season. He edged out Max Verstappen, who was looking to continue his dominant form from previous years. The stage was set for a tense and unpredictable race. As the lights went out, Norris got away cleanly, holding off Verstappen into the first corner. The early laps were frantic, cars jostled for position and a number of drivers found themselves in trouble. Isaac Hadjar crashed on the formation lap. Jack Doohan crashed out on lap 1. Rookies were having a tough start to the season. The Albert Park circuit, with its mix of high-speed corners and tight chicanes, provided the perfect backdrop for exciting racing. Overtaking was possible but risky. The drivers had to be brave and precise to make a move stick. It was a true test of skill and nerve. Lando Norris drove a flawless race to take his first victory of the season. He controlled the pace from the front. He never looked flustered, even under intense pressure from Verstappen. It was a champion's drive from the young Briton. Norris's McLaren was clearly the fastest car on the track. He was able to build up a comfortable lead in the early stages. He managed his tyres well. He looked after his fuel. He drove like a seasoned veteran. The McLaren team, who had been working tirelessly behind the scenes, were ecstatic with the result. They had produced a car capable of challenging for wins. They had a driver at the top of his game. It was a day of celebration for the Woking-based outfit. For Norris, this victory was a statement of intent. He had shown that he was ready to challenge for the championship. He had the speed, the consistency, and the mental strength to compete at the very highest level. Max Verstappen had to settle for second place after a frustrating race. He pushed Norris hard throughout. He never gave up hope of catching the McLaren driver. But ultimately, he had to concede defeat. Verstappen's Red Bull was not as quick as the McLaren on the day. He struggled with understeer in the high-speed corners. He was unable to close the gap to Norris. He had to be content with second place. Despite the disappointment of not winning, Verstappen remained philosophical. He knew that there was a long season ahead. He was confident that he would be back on the top step of the podium soon. The battle between Norris and Verstappen was a thrilling subplot to the race. They pushed each other to the limit. They traded fastest laps. They provided the fans with some of the most exciting racing of the season. Section 4. Surprises and Struggles. The rest of the pack. Behind the leading duo, there were a number of surprises and disappointments. George Russell took third place for Mercedes, a solid result for the young Briton. Alex Albon finished a strong fifth for Williams. Lance Stroll scored his first point since 2024 with a sixth-place finish for Aston Martin. Nico Hülkenberg continued his impressive comeback with a seventh-place finish for Sauber. Charles Leclerc finished a disappointing eighth for Ferrari. Oscar Piastri, who had been running in the top 5, spun out late in the race and finished ninth. Lewis Hamilton had a difficult debut for Ferrari, finishing down in 10th place. The seven-time world champion struggled to adapt to his new car. He was unable to match the pace of his teammate Leclerc. The rookie drivers had a day to forget. Aside from the early crashes, Gabriel Bortoleto and Liam Lawson both spun out. Oliver Behrman finished last, 2 laps down on the leader. Section 5. On to Shanghai, the championship heats up. The Australian Grand Prix was a thrilling start to the 2025 Formula One season. Lando Norris's victory has blown the championship wide open. Max Verstappen's dominance is under threat. The next race on the calendar is the Chinese Grand Prix, the first sprint weekend of the season. The Shanghai International Circuit is a challenging track with a mix of high-speed corners and long straights. The drivers and teams will be looking to build on their performances in Australia. The battle for the championship is only just beginning. It promises to be a long and exciting season.